truly, and today uh, I am going to give my unofficial, official, whatever you want to call it, a college playoff prediction based off of some advanced science, advanced math, advanced algorithms, you name it. Yeah, I'm the only one and only that has the playoff predicting algorithm and computers. At least I think so. It's up to you to decide whether I'm right or I'm wrong or I'm uneducated when it comes to college football. That's up for you to decide. So, uh, the way this video is going to go is I'm probably going to unveil the honorable mentions first, and then go 1 through 4. Um, yeah, this is going to be the last year of the 4-team playoff, as most people know. They're going to go. The college playoffs is going to go to a 12-team format starting next year. So this is the last year, to get a kind of a kind of a bragging right of being a part of a 14 playoff. So, anyways, let's get into the teams. Before we get into the teams, what are you doing? If you haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you doing? What you need to hit that subscribe button. If you want the latest content on the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel and love the content I do, what are you doing? What are you doing? Um, so if you hit the subscribe button, it'll greatly help my channel out and help my channel out, and I will thank you for hitting the button. It goes a long way, even for a channel this size. You think, just you watching a video, it doesn't mean a whole lot, but for a channel this size, it means a lot. I thank everybody that comes by and watches videos every day. So, anyways, let's get into the college playoff prediction for 2023. One of the 2 teams I have on the honorable mentions list is going to be Texas. I think Texas this year is going to be the most talented team in the Big 12, and I think they should be able to win the Big 12 based off the talent they have and the returning production they're getting. The reason I don't have them in the top 4s, I think the problem with Texas is that they've been straddling the 8-9 win mark in recent history. The last time they won 10 games was in 2018 when they beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Now, and plus, with Texas, they always have those 1 or 2 games that they should win, but they don't. And including last year, where they should have beaten Texas Tech and they should have beaten Oklahoma State, but they failed to do so and lost to those 2 teams. Now, those teams were both on the road, but they still should have won those 2 games, especially the way Oklahoma State ended their season on a skid. I think they're going to be close to. They probably have the Big 12. They'll probably win the Big 12, but I think they're going to come up short of making the playoff this year. And the other team I have on the honorable mentions list is going to be Ohio State. I think Ohio State is probably easily the top 5 most talented team in the country, especially with all those wide receivers on the field. Those are Sunday NFL players on the team. They're just waiting to be called up into the NFL draft. The reason I don't have them in the top 4 is, last year they made the playoff at 11-1, and with their only loss being to Michigan. However, the reason Ohio State got into that spot is because they got some help from South Carolina and Utah. Had Clemson and USC won their games against those respective teams, Ohio State would be out. Now, who would have got in between Clemson and USC, that had been up for debate, but Ohio State got in because of those 2 losing, and ended up being a great game between Ohio State and Georgia. I think with Ohio State, they may have a similar year this year, but if those conference champions win with no losses or 1 loss on their record, then they're probably going to get in over a team that didn't make the conference championship game. Coming in at the number 1 seed for the playoff is going to be Georgia. I think Georgia this year has the best chance to make the playoff. Based off the talent alone and looking at their schedule, there's not going to be hardly any team that's going to be even capable of beating Georgia on their schedule. The only team that possibly can beat Georgia on their schedule is Tennessee at the end of the year. But other than that, Georgia's got a pretty easy schedule to the playoff. Coming into the 2 seed is going to be Michigan. Now, Michigan has a pretty similar schedule like Georgia does, but Michigan has a little bit more tougher schedule. They do have to play Penn State on the road, but they will have Ohio State at home this year. That's the biggest advantage. Is they're going to have their arch rival at home, but they will have to go to Penn State. That's their 2 biggest games of the season. Other than that, Michigan has a pretty easy non-conference schedule, just like Georgia does. So I think Michigan will get the 2 seed. Coming in at the number 3 seed is going to be USC. With USC, they're going to basically return just about everybody on offense. You kind of know what to expect with Lincoln Riley and USC on offense. The biggest key is their defense. Is their defense going to get better this year than they were last year? They should, considering they were bottom of the barrel on the stat sheet last year. The only thing they had going for them is the turnover margin. Other than that, USC was pretty terrible on defense. If USC can run the table in the Pac-12, which is going to be pretty difficult for them to do, or come away with 1 loss, then they will definitely be in the playoff this year. And coming in at number 4 seed is my most controversial or my most boldest take on the playoff. I think it's going to be Clemson this year. Now, before everybody gets pitchforks and tries to burn me at the stake, like I said with USC and like I mentioned with Ohio State, the college playoff tends to reward conference champions. As bad as the ACC is, they're still considered a power conference. If you could even plug and play with Florida State. I think a undefeated or 1-loss ACC champion will get into the playoff this year, whether that be in Clemson or Florida State. Right now, I have to give the slight edge to Clemson because they have a proven track record. Now, there's a bunch of questions with Clemson this year on offense and even some on defense, but versus you could also say Florida State too in this situation, especially if Florida State ends up having just 1 loss with an ACC title or no losses. Other than that, I think that's going to conclude all 4 schools that's going to make the playoffs. Like I said, if you enjoyed the video, give the video a like. If you don't, you can tell me kiss my ass on the comment section. You can call me a dumbass if you want to in the comment section. I encourage you not to do so, but you're at your own free will if you want to. But if you want more content, want to be updated on the latest content I put out there on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And if you want all notifications, whenever I post on here, you hit that bell. It'll give you notifications every time I post on here. I thank everybody that tunes into my videos each and every time. I couldn't do this channel without y'all, so thank y'all for coming around and subscribing and watching the videos each and every time I post the videos. It means the world to me. Even for a channel this size, I can't thank y'all enough for coming around and watching the videos. I do have some big things in the works coming down the road. I can't really say what they are just yet, but I'm working on some big things, and I'll probably make those announcements whenever those things are finalized, or if they get finalized. So stay tuned if you want to find out what those big plans are. And until next time, I'll see y'all later.